Hello and welcome to a 10-Minute Takes gaming review. Here at 10-Minute Takes, we give you our final scores first, then we tell you how we got to the final score. Our final scores are an average of 5 separate scores that we rate the game in 5 separate categories. Those categories are how fun the game is to play, the level design of the game, how engaging the game is, the presentation, and bugs and glitches. So with those 5 scores averaged out, we have our final scores, and we're going to give those to you first. So Sam, are you ready to rate Spider-Man?
I'm ready to rate.
All right, so my average final score came out to a 9.4 out of 10. What was yours?
My final score was 10 out of 10. I had so much fun. I love this game.
All right, with all that said, let's get into the review. All right, so let's get into it. First things first, how fun is this game to play? For me, the fun factor is a 9 out of 10. Sam, what was it for you?
Mine was a 10 out of 10. If everything was 10 out of 10, all of my answers are going to be 10 out of 10.
Sam has just given all of her scores. Well, I guess if it's a 10 out of 10 final score, I guess that makes sense. Okay, so, all right. So this game is perfect in Sam's eyes. One of the greatest games ever made. But
well, come on. Yeah, actually.
It is a fantastic game.
It is probably my favorite game.
So I rated mine a 9 out of 10 because, one, this game is an absolute blast to play. There's no doubt about it. It's just everything from the combat to the gadgets to the web swinging. Everything is ratcheted up to a perfection. My fun factor took a hit in the final act of this game because the combat became overwhelming.
I mean, that's the point.
It is the point. I just felt like they could have dialed it back a little bit. I didn't like web swinging through the city and then having 20 snipers try to shoot me out of the sky.
You know, I didn't feel like that was a long enough sequence and a long enough time to really dock that because I didn't necessarily like it, but I didn't necessarily not like it. It just wasn't, it didn't make as big of an impact because at that point, I just wanted to get to the end. And from the moment that they had all of the snipers scattered throughout the city, that didn't bother me so much because I just wanted to finish the game. I gave it a 10 out of 10 because I really enjoyed every aspect of the story, and I even enjoyed doing side missions. And I am very impatient when it comes to video games, and now that I've been playing games for a couple years now, I'm starting to really appreciate side missions and invest in those side missions. And because of the fact that I had an interest in doing those side missions that I haven't had in other games, I really enjoyed the full effects of the game, from the storyline to the side missions to just swinging around the city. So that was why I gave it a 10 out of 10.
All right, so the game's an absolute blast to play. The next thing I want to talk about is the level design. So the level design for me is a 9 out of 10. Sam, what was the level design for you?
Why do you keep asking me? Everything was a 10 out of 10.
Dang it, I keep on forgetting.
10 out of 10.
So for me, the level design is 9 out of 10 because most of the missions mix up the formula enough to avoid overexposure of one single type of mission. But got a little bit of a dock because the side missions got a little repetitive. Now, I didn't knock it down too much at just one point because the side missions are completely optional. You don't have to do them, but there is one particular side mission that I think you have 5 of them, and it was like the same thing 5 times.
Right, but I mean, if you're going to critique a game, then you need to critique every aspect of the game. So if you are saying that the side missions were too repetitive for you, then I see why you were knocking it down. I didn't knock it down from a 10 out of 10 because the side missions gave me time to practice combat.
The way it mixes up the level design, and when we say level design, we mean like the mission structure of it. New York City itself is, I guess, the whole level, and they captured New York City to a T. It's absolutely amazing just to swing through it, to see all the traffic. You interact with the people on the street, you can point to them, and then they point back. You can high-five people. It's a lot of fun just to do that. The actual mission structure is a lot of fun. You bounce between standard combat, stealth missions, quick time events, and they mix those 3 up enough to where I never got bored doing it. Mm-hmm. And they're all fun to do. The next aspect of the game that I want to discuss is how engaging is this game. And now when I say how engaging is the game, I mean how much does it pull you into its world and make you not want to leave? Can you play this game for 3 hours and not realize you just played for 3 hours? And for me, this game is a 10 out of 10 in the engagingness. Again, not sure if that's a word. I guess it is.
It is a word. I looked it up last time.
Clearly, I've learned by now it's a 10 out of 10 for you.
Good job.
So
Great.
for me, part of what makes this game so immersive is the time and attention that Insomniac, the game developer, paid to Peter's relationships.
Are you in trouble? Do you need money?
No, I mean, I'm a little behind on my rent, but no, I'm fine.
Girl problems again, huh?
What? No, that's crazy.
I still wish you and MJ could work things out. She's a great girl.
She is, but...
The two of you would make some beautiful
Wow.
baby.
Well, his character was amazing. Like, he was a very likable person. You wanted to listen to him talk to himself. You wanted to listen to him talk to others. He was just an enjoyable character to watch and to be around. So it's almost like when I was immersed in the 3 hours of gameplay, 4 hours of gameplay, I never got bored because his communication with himself and to others was so enjoyable.
So the next aspect that I want to talk about, so presentation. Presentation for me is there any aspect of this game that felt like it was haphazardly or lazily done, something that didn't get as much attention as some other aspects? And for me, the presentation of this game is a 10 out of 10. Obviously, it's a 10 out of 10 for you. So for me, the presentation is a 10 out of 10 because everything from the opening menu to the closing credits look like time, effort, and attention to detail went into it. Even the presentation of getting J. Jonah Jameson to weave him into the story through a radio broadcast was a super nice touch.
Welcome to Just the Facts with J. Jonah Jameson, alerting you to the threats you don't even know about. Let's dive right into the calls. Speak.
The voice acting in the game is magnificent. They even put voice acting into the backpack tokens.
The presentation for me and all of the characters, their voices really matched who they were.
Peter, what can I do for you?
I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. Lee. I have a friend, Mary Jane. She's a reporter. She's doing a story on art imports, and she found this piece. Well, she wanted an expert opinion on it, and I know you have a degree.
And this might be the first time I actually get to use it.
Now, time for bugs and glitches. Now, unfortunately, this game is not perfect in the bugs and glitches department. For me, the bugs and glitches, while the game is incredibly well put together, I did witness one glitch in my second playthrough. It took me a second playthrough to get to it, but I rated my bugs and glitches a 9 out of 10 because of this. So I rated mine a 9 out of 10 because of my second playthrough after the raft sequence, when Spider-Man's getting beat up by the supervillains. The game glitched out on me and the sound effects track stopped playing. So it's just the bad guys talking to Spider-Man, and then once the 6 bad guys showed up, his dialogue was mixed in with the sound effects track, and his dialogue was gone. He wasn't talking. And so if this was my first playthrough and the big bad guy was showing up and I had no idea what he was saying, I think I'd be able to pick it together what was happening, but not being able to hear the dialogue would be a massive problem. And then that carried over into the next cinematic when they start enacting their master plan on New York City. Once again, the dialogue and sound effects were not present, and I could not hear what the big bad was saying in this sequence.
No, I didn't have any problems with anything. I don't think there was any massive glitches that stuck out to me that was an issue or that caused the game from stopping to go forward. For my game, I didn't experience any of that.
So between the two of us probably playing this game for maybe 40 hours to experience just one glitch in that 40-hour period, I got to give the game props. I mean, that's pretty good.
Pretty impressive. You probably could make that a 10 out of 10.
Nah, I can't. Not when there's other games that I've played for hundreds of hours and not experienced one single glitch. But
Wow. I'm not there yet in my life.
All right, so that is it for our review of Marvel Spider-Man. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you would like to see more. We're going to be doing Red Dead Redemption here in a week or two. Comes out next Thursday. Not sure if we'll play it enough to get a review out by the end of next weekend, but definitely by the following weekend, we'll definitely have a review out for Red Dead Redemption 2. And as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.